So let's dive into the next topic. So the next topic I want to get my perspective on before I take this hiatus, it's going to be on Jermell Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez. I'm going to give my prediction. So let's dive into it. So I'm predicting that Canelo Alvarez will win this fight by stoppage in the 10th or the 11th round. I think that Jermell Charlo, he's coming up in weight. And I do feel like that's definitely going to be a little bit difficult to adjust when it comes to Canelo Alvarez's power. Charlo, I do feel like he's going to be losing some speed because that's exactly why that he's even at that weight class in the first place. And, Charlo, I mean, it's times when he doesn't faint enough. And I do feel like that could be a problem. And when it comes to Canelo, he's all about timing and stuff like that. And plus, he utilizes his head movement very well, and his counters are very elite. Now, when it comes to Canelo, right, he's old, okay? People, you could say that he has lost a step, and a case could be made that, Canelo, he does not like at all to be going around the ring and running, okay, to try to catch his opponent because Canelo, he likes to go forward, okay? He likes to, you know, walk you down. He doesn't like to exert a whole lot of energy to catch his opponent, okay? And that's what Bivol was doing, okay? Plus, he was also the bigger and more tactically skilled fighter than Canelo was. And so was Floyd as well, okay? But when it comes to Canelo, he's very powerful. Okay, he's been adjusted to this weight division for a while, and you know he's considered the man at this division, even though that he has ducked Demetrius Andre, he's ducked David Benavidez. Okay, and I honestly don't think that he's ever truly going to fight David Benavidez. It's definitely going to be nice to see if it happens. And I would definitely predict for David Benavidez to win that fight. But in my opinion, I do feel like this is kind of an easy fight for Canelo. Another thing about Canelo is that he doesn't really throw a lot of punches either. He's kind of like Tank Davis in a way. All right. Charlo, he has to have the chin for this as well. Plus, you know, another way that he could win this fight is by outboxing Canelo, which is, being able to use his footwork to, you know, frustrate Canelo. Okay. Get Canelo to have to move around the ring a whole lot in order for him to throw a few punches here and there. Jermell Charlo, he wants his goal to be able to push this to a decision. Okay. He doesn't want a knockout. That's what I think. He just wants to win. And that will be the proper way to win against Canelo. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that Jermell Charlo can't knock him out, but I do believe that it's going to be extremely difficult. Okay. And I also believe that, maybe Jermell Charlo is doing the same thing as Kell Brook. When Kell Brook went up to go fight Triple G, in terms of avoiding Earl Spence, okay? Just like quite a few other fighters have gone up throughout boxing history to avoid somebody. So, in my opinion, it just seems like instead of Jermell Charlo just taking on Terrence Crawford, he wants to take up and go up against Canelo. Maybe he's just afraid of Terrence Crawford. Maybe he doesn't want to lose. Okay? Because it's possible that he will lose against Canelo. And then all the excuses would be the same thing as when Kell Brook went up against Earl Spence, or when Mikey Garcia went up against Earl Spence when he came up in weight, 2 weight classes to go up against him, just to lose. What they would probably say is he dared to be great and he came back down and he was not, back in great enough shape to go up against Terrence Crawford. That's what they would probably say. So I do think that there is a lot riding on this situation. Okay? You got Derrick James, right? If he loses in this fight, going up 13 pounds to go up against Canelo, basically, a case could be made that everybody will leave or possibly leave his camp. Okay? Now, we have seen Jermell Charlo lose a fight against Brian Castano. Okay? And the other fighter from Detroit, I think that his name is Tony or something like that. And, he came back and then he won that fight. Okay? Or against Brian Castano, he beat him in a better fashion. He knocked him out. I think the Brian Castano fight was a tie. Okay? So does Charlo, should he lose against Canelo, go up against Canelo again? I think it's possible. But that all depends on if Canelo wants to go up against Charlo again. Because I believe that this is based on him being the A side. I'm not really so sure what the contractual obligations are. But like I said, it's a lot riding on this, especially for the reputation of the Charlo brothers and also the Derrick James camp. Okay? We just saw what happened to Earl Spence. If it's worse against Canelo Alvarez, it will be a problem. Okay? And we have seen Canelo on the decline, as I mentioned. We saw him look bad against Triple G. Okay? He doesn't want to face B-Ball again. Okay? At the moment, he's not going up against Dave Benavidez because he's ducking Dave Benavidez. So I just think that it's going to be a good fight, very exciting. But I do have Canelo winning this fight in the 10th or the 11th round by stoppage. Okay. I would like to see Charlo win. But when it comes to, the timing of Canelo, the defense with the head movement, and also the counterpunching, those are all the things that are extremely in Canelo's favor. Plus, Charlo, he doesn't feint a lot. Okay. He does have a relatively consistent jab, and you got to give him that. But when it comes to him fighting on the outside, he's going to have to do that to win this fight. Because, in my opinion, I do believe that Canelo was going to be the bigger puncher. So I just think that, it's going to be a good fight for sure. Okay. I do think that they're both going to try to put on to win, to do their best. I can't see either side giving up. And I'm definitely expecting for fireworks on both sides. And I just think that, Canelo's going to walk away with the victory. And as for Charlo, does he go back down and then go up against Terence Crawford? It remains to be seen. As for Canelo, he's going to have to stop ducking at some point. Because I definitely did hear that Dave Benavidez, he's looking to go up against Demetrius Andrade. So if they fight it out, does Canelo go up against Dave Benavidez? Or does he go up against Demetrius Andrade? That's the question. So to me, I'm just ready to see what happens this Saturday. And that's it on my prediction on this fight. Have a good one.